So last night I got a chance to see a movie I've been dying to see since I saw the poster and saw the first trailer for it early last year because that's how excited I was to see Blumhouse's version of The Wolfman, directed by Lee Wanell. He's made famous from Saw, the first movie he wrote that, and he was the other guy in the room with Lawrence. He wrote all of those Insidious movies. He directed one of them. This would be his fourth movie. He directed Insidious Chapter 3, Upgrade, the sci-fi masterpiece, which is one of the most underrated movies of all time. 2020 is The Invisible Man, just a masterpiece of that reboot there, and now The Wolfman in 2025. So The Wolfman starts out pretty conventionally as a flashback to our main character Blake and his dad living in the Oregon wilderness, kind of by themselves, in kind of that remote area where like your closest neighbor is like 10 miles away. They go out hunting one day and they encounter something they know probably isn't supposed to be there and is kind of like a thing. It's not human, more or less. And then his dad, you hear him on a CB radio talking to their neighbors about how they have to protect their kids and that there's something out there. And then the movie flash forwards 30 years to where we have an adult Blake, played by Christopher Abbott, who's making quite a name for himself in Hollywood. We saw him star late last year in Craven the Hunter as the Foreigner. He was one of the most interesting parts of that movie compared to everybody else. He was also in Poor Things that won Emma Stone her Oscar again. His wife Charlotte, who's played by Julie Gardner, who we all know as Ruth from Ozarks, and they have a daughter named Ginger, and they go up into the woods after his dad disappears, basically in Oregon, and he's declared dead by the state. So they have to go up to his place and clear everything out. That's how they get back into the wilderness. Obviously, when they go up to see his dad's house, that's where everything unfolds. And like this is really like a one-shot location movie, and it's shot fantastically. The cinematography looks great. It's really like it's a gritty, like one location horror movie. It's kind of like an Assault on Precinct 13 version of The Wolfman, I think is the easiest way I can explain it. Or like a Cujo kind of version of The Wolfman. Look, like I said, I loved every minute of Lee Whannell's The Invisible Man, so I didn't know if he'd be able to top himself with The Wolfman here, but he did in every way. I loved every minute of this movie. And like I said, this movie is not what you expect it to be when you go in there. It's not just a straight wolf versus people horror movie or anything like that. It's a lot more than that. It's about love, and it's about compassion, and it's about family, and it's about transformation. And like when we see characters transforming into the Wolfman at certain points, it's like you're watching them lose their humanity almost. And that's not really something you ever see from these aspects. Like when you see like a zombie movie and someone starts to turn into the zombie, you just like watch them like they're sweating and then they turn. But what Lee does here as a director, which is fantastic, is he gives us a look at the from like the point of view of the person that's infected by the Wolfman virus, is basically what they call it. And like you can see his visuals and what he's seeing and how everything, like they lose their way to talk and understand and read and write, and they lose their humanity at that point. And when the characters are looking at other characters who are human but he's still the wolf, it kind of looks like he gets like a predator vision almost. Like he's got that, like it's real bright and everything's in front of him. And he kind of has like the way he views other people, like the Wolfman that views other people is kind of like they have like Children of the Damned eyes, like they're like glowing, blue and red and everything like that. That was something I've never seen before, yeah, in that type of werewolf movie. And like I said, this isn't just a straight up monster werewolf movie. It's about much more than that. These were my initial thoughts on the Wolfman last night after I saw it. Absolutely love Wolfman. I wasn't expecting it to be what it was, but I loved every minute of it. Lee Whannell did an incredible job with The Invisible Man, and he did an even better this time around with Wolfman. The visuals, the grittiness, and the simplicity of it all. The story is very simple. It's not complicated at all. The simplicity made it all beautiful, haunting, and brilliant at the same time, and you'll see what I mean. Like, this isn't like some art house horror movie, stuff like that, but you'll see it's much different what you're expecting it to be when you walk in compared when you walk out. The Wolfman's got a runtime of about 94 minutes, something along those lines. It comes out this Friday the 17th. Don't forget to go check it out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. TikTok's only going to be around until Sunday night at this point, but I hope you guys see it. It gets a 4.5 out of 5 from me. I absolutely love The Wolfman.